Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Josie with Awakened Soul, and we're here for a reading all about the person on your mind and your connection to each other. Today's reading is going to be essentially focused on what you need to know about this connection. So I'm leaving it open-ended for whatever information needs to come out for you the most. I'm super excited because I have two new decks that were recently sent into the channel that I'm going to show to you guys. This first deck right here is an animal spirit deck. Thank you again, Soul Serenity, for sending this into the channel. We're gonna get started with these oracle cards, chatting about specifically what you need to know or what energies you need to embody in this connection at this time. This is a bit of an advice from universe section. And then after that, we'll hop into the tarot. Your first spirit animal is number 6 with the panther, and your second is number 27 with the hippogriff. I'm not familiar with that mythical being. It looks a bit like a griffin. I'll show you in a moment here. So your first spirit animal is the panther. Be bold and determined in your goals. So I feel like this is universe recommending you stay firm with your beliefs, that you set good boundaries, and that you are very bold and firm with the decisions you make involving this person and this connection. And then of course we have the hippogriff over here. Find your way between sky and earth. If anybody knows any facts about this mythical being, drop it down below. I am not familiar with it. It looks like a griffin, so I don't know if this is like a specific type of griffin or something like that, but very interesting. The images on these cards, by the way, are absolutely beautiful. I have to say that much. They're gorgeous. So I feel like, hold on, because I have to get to the message. I got so distracted with the creature, I'm like forgetting about the message. Find your way between sky and earth. So I feel like what this is saying for you is it's important to be practical as well as spiritual when you're looking at this connection. So if you find yourself gravitating towards one or the other and not being in balance, it's important to remain practical and balanced, but also let your intuition guide the way. So it could be that right now you're like leaning more one way or the other, like you're focusing purely on the spiritual connection or purely on the physical connection. There's a need for you to take a look at everything from a neutral standpoint and take both sides of the equation into hand, I suppose you could say. All right, so let's get out some more tarot. What else do you need to know about this connection at this time? We have the 7 of Cups. I heard a world of possibilities, so I don't know what that means. We'll see what comes out for the rest of your cards. Maybe that means something special to you. I feel like in the most general sense, that's saying there's a lot of doors that can open here with you and your person. There's not one set path between the two of you. There literally is a world of possibilities. Okay, let's get a few more cards out. What else does the viewer need to know about this connection? Oh yeah, and side note, this was the other deck that was sent in by Soul Serenity, so thank you. I think this is the Love Tarot. I already put the box away, so I don't have it next to me, but the images on these cards are absolutely gorgeous as well. And I feel like they go very well together. Like these two decks just kind of feel like they should be with each other, I suppose you could say. So Queen of Pentacles, that's Virgo energy. All right, let's get a couple more out. I feel like you're being called to ground yourself a little bit here. I think some of you watching have been focusing mostly on maybe the emotional or spiritual connection you share with this person. It's also really important to look at the practical side of things. One thing I talk about on my channel quite often is the fact that love is not enough to maintain relationships and connections. And a good example of this is, sometimes you can get stuck in a hot and cold cycle with someone because you love them, but that love isn't enough to, build trust in a relationship. It's not enough to build practical resources in a partnership. Love is very important in romantic relationships. Don't get me wrong. It is up there at the tippy top of the list, right? But it's not enough to actually maintain a healthy connection. So there might be a need for you to also look at the practical side of things, make sure that you're meeting your own material world needs, and setting good boundaries, and that you're also staying grounded in the 3D and you're not getting too carried away by putting this person on a pedestal or, living out of a fantasy versus reality. It's really important that you also stay grounded and you look at things from a practical standpoint sometimes too. And don't come at me, please. I'm just a reader and I'm a very honest reader. So if that doesn't resonate, you don't have to take the message, okay? So we also had the Page of Cups, which I just showed you, and the Page of Wands come out. Let's get one more card out and then we'll chat about the rest of the message here. I think that there are a lot of doors ready to open for this connection. There's a lot of new doors of opportunity coming. And again, remember, there's not one set path here. You and this person can go in multiple directions. You can take multiple paths. It's really up to you and what you are wanting and what your person is wanting out of this. For some of you, this might be either staying or like leading the two of you into more of a friendship state. For others of you, there's going to be celebrations ahead for this connection in a romantic sense. I feel like at this point in time, it's really up to you and your person to decide. I see that this is an important connection for the two of you. It's one that's meant to help you in a lot of ways, but you get to choose what you get out of this connection. It's fated, but you essentially get to decide what door to open here with each other. There isn't one set direction for the two of you. There's like a whole world of possibilities here. And lastly, we have the Nine of Pentacles coming out. So another thing that's coming through is that this connection might also help to inspire one or both of you to grow your abundance. And that can come in all kinds of forms. Maybe you work with this person and you have a really good work partnership. Maybe the two of you are meant to have a business together or start something from the ground up with one another that's going to bring you new sources of income. It could also be that the two of you are going to end up choosing to take this long term and grow financially with one another, as in build something together, buy a home together, grow materially with one another as well. And I also think that in general, you know, the two of you have the potential to cultivate a lot of emotional abundance with one another too. This connection is meant to be very fulfilling and abundant for you. And right now you have like a whole world of opportunities and possibilities waiting for you to open the doors to with you and your person. You just really need to decide what you're wanting to get from this connection, what they are, and how the two of you can make this work. Remember, it's important for you to be very bold, okay? So if you've kind of been letting this person make all the decisions here or lead the way, make sure that you also retain your power and you make your needs known. You make your desires, your wishes known, because the two of you really have the potential to create something beautiful with one another if you work together as a team. And that's what I'm seeing here. So I am going to leave this reading here, other than we're going to pull you a couple of personal messages now. If the reading's been resonating, here's your reminder to let me know by liking the video. It really does help my channel out when you two interact with it. I don't know why I said you too. Maybe you're going to show this to your person. But when you interact with my channel, it does help me out. So I'd appreciate that if you would. Your first personal message is the beaver with balance. I feel like that's actually quite fitting for this situation because you've had a couple of personal messages come out already about balancing things out in your own life, in your own world. So this is spot on and perfect. If you'd like to take a moment to recenter your energy and focus back inwards towards yourself, I invite you to do so. You are being told that hard work is important, but so is quality time with your loved ones. Balance between work, play, family, and career must be maintained for overall wholeness and success. Okay? And then your affirmation of the day, I invite you to affirm with me in whatever way you choose. Today, I am learning. Today, I will focus on learning to grow into a better person. You know what? What's that saying? Like, it's important for your brain to learn something new every day, or they say like youthful minds just make that a habit. I think Albert Einstein was one of those individuals that talked about that, how he learns something new every single day and it helps to keep his mind fresh and new. I think that's important, even if it's just like a fun fact video or something like that. If you can just learn a fun fact every single day, I think that's a beautiful thing. I try to do that personally, like little animal facts and stuff like that. That's kind of my niche, I guess. I like to watch like fun little nature facts and stuff. So anyway, I don't know. I'm going to leave this reading here. Thank you so much for joining. I wish you all the very best. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day or night. And until next time. Bye for now.